feeling about the Broncos win and where this team goes coming out of week 6?
I'm feeling the same as I did yesterday. I'm very happy the Broncos won. I wish they wouldn't have made it so close. I don't understand the pushback against Drew Lock and the hate and criticism he's receiving for getting a victory. And I'm encouraged because I just watched the Kansas City Chiefs hold off the Buffalo Bills in a driving rainstorm. I watched that game with one thing in mind, Chad. If the Broncos can play the same level of defense they played against the Patriots, they can take down the Kansas City Chiefs. Not saying it's going to happen, but I'm feeling way more encouraged about the Broncos offense, about the Broncos defense, about the Broncos coaching than I did even 2-3 weeks ago. I like where they're heading. It doesn't mean they're going to be playoff contenders. It doesn't mean they're going to challenge for a trophy this year. It just means they're looking better and getting better. And if they can just build off this momentum, I think you're going to see a lot of success in the second half of the season. Whereas, again, 2 weeks ago, people were thinking number 1 overall draft pick, 1-15, 2-14 record. The Broncos are a lot better than people have or will give them credit for, including from within their own fan base. That's what I don't understand, Chad. I'm still a little perplexed as to a fan base that's been starved of success, starved of good quarterback play. You got both yesterday, no matter the interceptions, and you're pushing back against it. You're stepping over dollars to pick up quarters. Be happy with a victory. Be happy the Broncos have a winning streak now. Be happy Drew Lock's back under center. He is your potential franchise quarterback, and Broncos country needs to embrace him instead of nitpicking and criticizing every little mistake that is perceived he makes.
I think there's 2 things at work here. One, I think that when Drew Lock got hurt again so quickly, after all the optimism and coming off a rookie campaign in which, he missed so much time because of an injury, to get hurt again to miss time in week 2, I think a lot of fans, and again, this minority of fans that has been outspoken in their criticism of Locke and whatnot coming out of week 6, it's a small fraction of Broncos country. Most Broncos fans are stoked, but I think those fans that are feeling the way that they are, it stems from the fact that they got so disappointed in that injury and the fact that he had to miss time again, that now there's almost an emotional block that's not allowing them to get invested again. They don't want to get invested again. They don't want to put themselves out there again. I know I'm going way down the rabbit hole here with some Freudian reading into things, maybe perhaps a little too much. However, then the other thing at work here with Drew Lock is the fact that I think fans, he was gone long enough that fans kind of, they some of them anyway, got accustomed to the idea of life without Drew and what it might look like with someone else, like a Trevor Lawrence, et cetera. And all I can say is Zach and I have been here the entire time trying to keep this thing in perspective for everybody. And the fact that Drew Lock was coming back, what was the phrase we kept using? It's not like he got hit by a bus, right? And when he came back with aplomb. Zach, I went back and watched the All-22 film because it was available today. And this dude dropped dimes, okay? Dropped dimes in the first half all the way through the third quarter. And until that awkward, weird sequence of snaps that we'll get to in the fourth quarter here in a little bit, we'll talk more about it, he was playing well. He didn't have a great collective performance from his receivers. So I don't fully understand the Drew Lock hate, Zach. The only thing I can really chalk it up to is just that minority of fans who were so disappointed in losing him that now they don't dare to get back on the train again because they're worried they're going to get crushed back down to earth again if he gets hurt again.
Or the ones who are never really Drew Lock supporters. You can always weed out the casual fans from the hardcore fans. And how do I put this delicately? Broncos, a sect of Broncos country needs to stop figuratively cutting their wrists and looking for every bad thing and being depressed over a win. The Broncos emerged victorious. They upset the Patriots. Drew Lock made enough plays in that game to let the Broncos, to put them in position for the Broncos to win. He got McManus into field goal range for McManus to help the Broncos win. He threw enough passes, like Chad just mentioned, to help the Broncos win. I am the last person to pull the what if card. It's how it should have been, could have been. But in a normal situation, if his receivers could catch, if the play calling was a little more in tune, he would have had 300-plus yards and 3 touchdowns in a blowout victory. And if that would have happened, which it easily could have and should have, we would be hailing, all of us would be hailing Drew Lock right now as the savior. And you would hear no complaints,